For those who think that they know everything about the universe and how everything in it works, without contacting the source, the Most High, the creator of all things, and are deceived by their own understanding, I give you Iyob, Job 38 and 39. Then YAHUAH answered Iyob out of the whirlwind and said, Who is this who darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Now gird up your loins like a man, and I ask you, and you answer me. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if you have understanding. Who set its measurements, if you know? Or who stretched the line upon it? Upon what were the foundations sunk? Or who laid the cornerstone when the morning stars sang together and all the sons of Elohim shouted for joy? Or who enclosed the sea with doors when it burst forth and came from the womb, when I made the clouds its garment and thick darkness its swaddling band, and assigned for it my law, and set bars and doors, and said, This far you have come, but no farther, and here your proud waves stop? Have you ever commanded the morning and caused the dawn to know its place, to take hold of the corners of the earth and the wrong be shaken out of it? It is changed like clay under a seal, and they stand out like a garment, and their light is withheld from the wrong, and the arm lifted up is broken. Have you come to the sources of the sea, or have you walked about in the recess of the deep? Were the gates of death revealed to you? Or have you seen the gates of the shadow of death? Have you understood the breadth of the earth? Declare if you know it all. Where is the way to the dwelling of light? And darkness, where is its place, that you should take it to its boundary and know the paths to its home? Do you know? For you would have been born then, and the number of your days be many. Have you entered into the storehouses of snow? Or have you seen the storehouses of hail, which I have kept for the time of distress, for the day of fighting and battle? Where is the way that light is divided, or the east wind scattered over the earth? Who has cleft a channel for the overflowing of water, or a way for the thunderclaps, to make rain fall on land where no one is, or wilderness in which there is no man, to satisfy the wild and waste places, and to make the seeds of grass to sprout? Does the rain have a father? Or who has brought forth the drops of dew? From whose belly comes the ice? And who gave birth to the frost of the heavens? The waters harden like stone, and the surface of the deep is frozen. Do you bind the bands of 𝐤𝐄𝐄, or loosen the cords of Kissel? Do you bring out the constellations in its season, or do you lead the bear to its sons? Do you know the laws of the heavens, or do you set their rule over the earth? Do you lift up your voice to the clouds so that the floods of water cover you? Do you send out lightnings, and they go and say to you, Here we are? Who has put wisdom in the inward parts, or who has given understanding to the heart? Who has wisdom to count the clouds, or to tip over the bottles of the heaven when the dust hardens in clumps and the clods cling together? Do you hunt the prey for the lion, or satisfy the appetite of the young lions when they crouch in dens, sit in the cover of their hiding place? Who provides food for the raven when its young ones cry to El and wander about without food? Do you know the time when the wild mountain goats bear young? Or do you observe when the deer gives birth? Do you number the months they complete? Or do you know the time when they bear young? They bow down. They bring forth their young. Their labor pains are ended. Their young ones are thriving. They grow up in the field. They shall leave and shall not return to them. Who set the wild donkey free? Who loosed the bonds of the wild donkey, whose home I have made the desert and the salt land his dwelling? He laughs at the commotion of the city and does not hear the shouts of the driver. The range of the mountains is his pasture, and he searches for all that is green. Would the wild ox be pleased to serve you, or spend the night by your feeding trough? If you bind the wild ox in the furrow with ropes, would he plow the valleys behind you? Would you rely on his great strength? Or would you leave your labor to him? Would you trust him to bring home your grain and gather it in your threshing floor? The wings of the ostrich flap joyously, but it is not the pinion and plumage of a stork. She leaves her eggs on the ground and warms them in the dust, and she forgets that a foot might crush them or a wild beast tread on them. She treats her young harshly as if not hers. Her toil is in vain without fear, because Eloah has made her forget wisdom and did not endow her with understanding. When she lifts herself on high, she laughs at the horse and its rider. Have you given the horse strength? Have you covered his neck with a mane? Would you make him leap like a locust? His splendid snorting is frightening. He paws in the valley and rejoices in strength. He gallops into the clash of arms. He laughs at fear and is not frightened, nor does he turn back from the sword. The quiver rattles against him, the glittering spear and lance. He eats up the ground with fierceness and rage, and does not stand still because of the voice of a shofar. At the blast of the shofar he says, "Aha!" and from afar he smells the battle, the thunder of commanders and shouting. Does the hawk fly by your wisdom, spreading its wings toward the south? Does the eagle mount up at your mouth and make its nest on high? It dwells on the rock and lodges on the crag of the rock and the stronghold. From there, it searches out the prey. Its eyes see it from afar, and its young ones suck up blood. And where the slain are, there it is.